Starting with the Bloodtithe team, the first Psychube that is worth your gluttony is definitely Nautica Psychube, but personally I'm leaving it at A0 because I don't think it is necessary since Nautica is already broken, and I'll be calling the Psychube with no amplify as A0. I know it is supposedly A1, but I just want to make it easier to indicate that it is not amplified whenever I write my stats in the pinned comment. There is also the new 6-star Eternity's Cube if you like Eternity, but again I'm leaving it at A0. Now the one that is definitely worth your gluttony is 6-star Lopera's Cube. When Semmelweis casts her array, your allies can benefit from these effects, and the HP percent boost is definitely good for her because how her Euphoria and Bloodtithe mechanic works. Here onwards you will also see a pattern where some of the cubes I mentioned here can be benefited by the other archetypes as well. Next, for Sentinel, I personally like using 6-star Flutter Page Cube on her, simply because I like seeing her dealing damage, as it gives her a lot of C damage and a permanent pen boost for her. So to me this cube is definitely worth your gluttony, which you will see again later. The effect of her on cube is just so-so to me. As for your Bloodtithe healers, you can either F5 6-star Fatutu's Cube that can be used by Madpok, Fatutu, or even Villa, or wait for Robuska in the next patch. Moving to the Dynamo team, here we see Lopera's Cube again on Ezra Dynamo, and Flutter Page Cube on Ulrich. As for Karen, I'm thinking of using 6-star Mercurius Cube on him, because it gives a really high ultimate boost at F5, and his Day of Remorse can benefit from it. Though I don't think he can benefit from the crit boost effect, since he has no force field, but I still need to test this cube on him, so we'll see again in the future. Next, for your Impromptu team, the first cube that is worth the F5 is definitely 6-star Barcarola's Cube for either Barcarola herself or Matilda. Aside from the damage boost that your allies get, it also gives them an extra Impromptu attack instance whenever you use their cards, which is really precious for your Impromptu. The second to that is Alef's Cube, because of the effects that it has to offer. And lastly, 6-star Kibarena's Cube, though I'm leaving mine at S0 because I don't think it is necessary for me to upgrade it now, since my R15 Kibarena is already giving a lot of shield and the Impromptu damage is already high enough. In the far future, 5-star Matilda's Cube looks more promising than 5-star Regulus Cube, so wait for that if you wanna spend your greed. Moving to the Poison team, the very first cube that is worth the F5 is definitely 5-star Mercurius Cube. I already made a separate video for this if you wanna go into more detail, but in short, Tuesday can benefit from this cube, which fixed her Moxie problem for some. Second to that is 5-star Sotheby's Cube for the poison boost effect, which can be used on either Willow, Jessica Second Euphoria, or Sotheby herself. So I personally like my Sotheby to use 6-star Baby Blue's Cube because the HP percent helps with her Euphoria. It also boosts her healing dawn and gives her a very high crit boost. Remember, with Tuesday, your poison can crit. And still in the second place, it is 5-star 37's Cube, specifically for Ezio Poison if you have him. Simply put, because it boosts his chance damage by a lot. Next is the follow-up team. Here we see Barcarola's Cube again on Flutter Page and Fatutu's Cube on Fatutu herself. As for the cube that is worth to F5 for your DPS, it is really broad for me to mention it one by one, and often it is cast specific, but generally these cubes are the ones that are worth the F5. The cube I kinda regret getting to F5 is Liang Yu's Cube. I'm feeling like the triggers are too specific, and the cube I definitely regretted getting to F5 is Winsong's Cube. The effects are empty like my soul, as well as just slapped Jiao's Cube on them and called it a day. Moving to the ultimate team, here we see 5-star Mercurius Cube again on Melania and Lopera's Cube on Lopera herself. And the cube that I think is worth the F5 for your ultimate DPS in general is 6-star Hisabet's Cube, simply because the effects are universal and it gives a really high ultimate boost for a single target ultimate attack. After that, it is kinda back to cast specific. For example, if you are a Recoleta main, then you can F5 her cube, and so on and so forth. Last in line, we have the rank up team. Here we see 5-star Mercurius Cube again on Villa, and it is definitely worth to F5 Marcus Cube for herself, simply because it is packed with all of the buffs that she needs. As for the Rufus, you can either use her own cube on herself, or just use 5-star Unleashed Cube, but make sure to leave it at A0, just in case we have better options in the far future. Once you have most or all of the mainstream cubes at F5, you can either F5 whatever cubes you wanna F5, or save your greed and gluttony for the future.